shit. We're technically live now if you want to share it. Sorry for everyone that just saw my hand. I didn't mean to hit live that quickly. And I also need to rotate the camera because it's on me. Hey. There we go.
So you're sharing.
There we go. I have it done to Twitter already. And then the one last thing before people get to see me sit in my seat is mute that and just mute all of those things. There we go.
I'm ready to rock.
These headphones aren't jacked in anymore, right? They're jacked in over there.
Make sure to let him know we're live. Yes.
You can do it, machine. I'm the machine. Who's what's the name of that? That was a comedian, wasn't it?
Cage, I'm not a man, I'm a machine.
No, there was a comedian that he was in like a Russian class. He wasn't supposed to be. He was supposed to be doing Italian. He was like, that'll give you an indication of how bad I was at Italian, that I was in a Russian class for 3 days before I realised they were speaking a different language.
Huh.
But he ended up going to Russia, and they had to hire on like a school trip, but they had to hire some of the Russian mafia, you know, to bring them around just to make sure they were all safe and stuff like that.
Check. Good thing I thought of doing that.
I can't hear anything. Oh yeah, there we go.
That's because the headphones are on.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Okay, hit record.
Cool. It'll be okay.
Radio! Hello and welcome once again to Kayfabe OrDie. I'm Giz, and joining me as always is my co-host Johnny Danger Deadly.
Hello, hello, hello.
So we're just going deadly.
Hello, hello, hello.
So we're just going to dive right into it this week. I'm not going to lie, Raw is just
It's abysmal. I was watching Wrestle Talk, and I was actually surprised that it got an average rating.
yeah, I was expecting more.
I actually feel like adding my own level into their level system now.
There was one upshot.
Level into their level system now.
There was one upshot of Raw.
It was better than the week before, but it was also, in my opinion, predominantly a carbon copy of the week before.
To a vast degree, yeah, but there was one good upshot which we'll probably get into in a little bit. Actually, we most definitely will, because you know we need some piece of music to close out the segment. Matt, yeah.
Let's take us through it.
Did it start off with Alexa in the ring?
I actually can't remember.
Neither can I.
Actually, I think we should
No,
mention
it started
before we
off
go
with
into
match.
it about the unfortunate death of Dynamite Kid. as
Yeah,
well.
passed away on his 60th birthday.
Yeah, British Bulldogs tag team partner for many years.
Is it Robert Billington?
Billington.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, to be perfectly honest, anyone that
our
isn't
sympathies go out to all his friends and family and stuff like that.
to anyone that isn't familiar with Dynamite Kid's work, all you have to do is look at, well, quite frankly, go look up Chris Benoit. It's like looking at a mirror image of Dynamite Kid to a degree.
Yeah.
Revolutionised the tag industry. To be perfectly honest, the British Bulldogs were ahead of their time.
He was actually in New Japan. He was originally wrestling as Dynamite Chris Benoit initially because they had him pegged as the Dynamite Kid kind of character.
Yeah.
Which he hated.
Himself and British Bulldog as himself and Davey Boy Smith as the British Bulldogs actually kind of revolutionised the tag team divisions. Were way ahead of their time and they were recently listed as one of the tag teams that if they were to make a modern day comeback would do very, very well and probably dominate.
Oh yeah, like their promo style and everything would be so good now.
Yeah, and their in-ring stuff because
they were a little bit misunderstood back in the day.
I think it was just because they were trying to do stuff that people hadn't seen before, and as a result,
I don't like change.
Not just that, but I think to a degree some of their in-ring competition couldn't handle it. I think what do you mean you want to do things this way? This isn't the way we used to do it before. Yeah, but it's the way we're doing it now.
That's why it's going to make a good match, buddy. Because it's not the way we used to do things before. But anyway, it's a sad loss to wrestling, and sympathies from Kayfabe OrDie to everybody in relation. Now back to another thing that was kind of like murder, and we're talking about Raw.
Yeah, it did start off with the tag match, didn't it?
I can't remember.
I think it did. We're going to say that it did for the sake of argument because to do otherwise we just, So it started off with Ronda Rousey and her bestie Natalia.
Oh, it did. Yes, it did. It did because this is where it was slightly different from last week where Natty actually made it to the ring this week before they all got jumped.
Yeah, like I said, Rousey and her best friend Natalia in against Nia and Tamina. And, well, to be perfectly honest, it was no contest because
the Riot Squad showed up, taking a break from tossing tables over and causing at least between $25 to $30 worth of damage per set that they ever show up at to take a break and jump Natty.
Yeah,
again.
After Nia and Tamina waylay Ronda Rousey, it's super kick and powerbomb combo through a table for Natty. Which
pretty nasty looking powerbomb actually.
Yeah,
pretty, I like that.
Super kick was pretty sweet.
It was a good little spot actually because I liked the way it was like, oh, she's not going to let go and she's going to get away, and we're like, oh no, she ate a boot. Oh, there she goes.
Yep.
Ouch.
After that, we had a return of Alexa Bliss's Q&A with Bailey and Banks.
Yeah. Take two, where Bliss is now good. Well, I feel it's leading to something, obviously, but
the only noteworthy thing about that is the fact that Bailey brought up the subject of the Women's Tag Championships and
meaning that they watch Wrestle Talk because Wrestle Talk the week before were like, this would have been a great opportunity to be like, I wish we had tag team championships, and then I'd imagine this also why the whole segment happened again.
Yeah,
because they were like, oh shit, he's right.
He's not wrong.
Right. Yeah, he's not wrong. That would have been a really good time to bring that up.
This led to the inevitable fucking Mickey James and Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke coming down, and basically we ended up with a match between Bailey and Banks.
They came down to jump them like they did the week before, and then Bliss was like, no, I told you backstage, no.
So we're gonna have a match.
We're doing a Q&A with this girl with the terrible hair in the front row. Or was that the week before? I can't remember. I can't remember.
Anyway, this led to a match between Bailey and Banks against Mickey James and Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
Which, naturally enough...
It was a match.
Yeah, it was a match. Bailey and Banks took it. It was good. Okay, I'm not going to lie, right? This was, for me...
I was very surprised because I was expecting interference, but all you had was Bliss.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
But it's actually the next... What happened next? I'm not going to lie. For me, this is actually one of those times when I sat down and laughed my ass off as General Manager-elect Baron Corbin rolls out his electoral ad, and it was just hilarious.
It was actually fucking great.
It was.
I have to say, this was actually... It was like you were watching a military propaganda video.
Yeah, well, not military, but, any kind of...
Any sort of drunk power...
No, any politician, really.
That was the next word before you interrupted me.
But,
politician, but yeah, fucking great.
All of a sudden it makes all that nonsense from last week about call me General Manager elect. It makes it worthwhile because you're kind of like, okay, if you're going to do stuff like this, all right.
Actually, it reminded me of. Do you remember that piss take advert I showed you before? Do you remember it was a guy. He was the mayor of Simtown. And he was like, you should vote for me because I can stop a dragon randomly walking through your town. Or all of those hospitals that I built for better healthcare could all randomly explode, thus spelling my name in 100-foot blocks across the city.
I feel that may be the next step for Corbyn.
Yeah, as you know, and for anyone who's been watching this for the last couple of weeks, I've had a very mixed bag of emotions in relation to GM-elect Corbyn. But if this is the direction that they're starting to kind of accumulate to,
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
yeah, it's the Bob Backlund days, all over again.
Bingo. Yes, 100%.
That crazy bastard arriving on in the middle of a crowd with a "elect me for president" sign.
Yeah, unbelievable. It was great.
People looking at him wondering, is he off his meds again?
Backlund or Corbyn?
Well, Backlund at the time, Corbyn potentially in the future. I don't know. We'll see how it
There's
goes.
no evidence to prove that he's on the meds, but it would explain a lot.
Okay, next up, the punishment of the revival for having the gall to say the word wrestler on a camera continues. As Dawson...
Is that what this is all over? I missed that.
I reckon so, yeah.
Why did you say wrestler?
I tweeted it ages ago. They did an interview and they were on about being the best tag team in wrestling, or being the best wrestling tag team, or
No,
whatever.
didn't they say something about that in an era of sports entertainers were the only wrestlers left?
Possibly. I said something, and I remember at the time going, they're going to bite a bullet for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And they have for the last 3 fracking weeks in a row by going up against Lucha House Party in their Lucha House Party rules,
Yeah,
which is
I'm
basically...
so sick of this.
This time it's 3 guys kicking the crap
Yeah,
out of just Dawson.
this time it was a singles match. That was the weird thing. It was like, how does Lucha House rules apply in a singles?
Yeah, no, it's just three lads kicking the crap out of Dawson.
Like legit, like with the Lucha House rules, I do get that is the Lucha tag style of wrestling. Like if you look at
Lucha Underground?
yeah, if you look at Lucha Underground or MML or sorry, not MML, CMML or AAA or any of those places, like they'll occasionally tag a guy in just so that it's been said that there was a tag during the match, but predominantly people just jump in willy-nilly and hammer the crap out of each other.
As it was once known, tornado tag.
Yeah.
You know,
Completely.
but, no, this is clearly just, yeah, you said wrestler, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to say wrestler.
No, but I'm just so sick of it because like Corey Graves is the heel commentator.
And even Graves is like, what the hell is the point of this?
I have issues agreeing with Corey Graves, although I will say the more the days go on, the more he speaks sense. I don't know, is it?
Yeah,
He's just worn me down. I don't know what it is.
I've unfortunately come to the same conclusion.
Like he's the only one. He's the only one. Like poor old Renee, she's got whoever it is in her ear telling her whatever crazy.
Sometimes
shit.
she gets away with stuff.
I think sometimes she's just calling audible in the middle of the show where they're like, okay, we need you to say this. I am not going to say that.
Gone are the days of me screaming regularly at NXT, shut up Graves, and now it's me screaming regularly at Raw, shut up Cole.
Or Saxton.
Well, I didn't need to shout it this week because thank the gods for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. He's not the heel that this company wants, but he's the heel that this company needs.
No. He's the heel the fans need.
But more importantly, if you look at the state of the heel roster on SmackDown, he's the heel that they needed.
We'll get to that when we get to SmackDown.
My voice hurts.
Okay, right, next up we had McIntyre Appreciation Night.
This was also good.
Yeah, it was. You know,
Yep.
Corbin comes out, he gives McIntyre a medal for excellence, and then Ziggler comes out and kind of goes, "Oi, hang on a minute.
Why do I get no medal, and why are you talking about how good you are? Because if I remember correctly, not
I'm
that
the
I'm
one that
slagging you
brought
because
you
you're
in
6'10", but I'm the one that kind of brought you in here.
I made you relevant." And
No. McIntyre said the relevant line. I'm the one that made you relevant for the first time in 10 years.
Sorry, I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2 last night finally, and the one thing that had me cringing was their approach to your one from Brave. They just have her spouting a load of stuff, and all the other princesses looking at her going, "You don't understand the word she says."
She's like a big crazy drunken princess, is it?
Yeah, ish.
We're locked in this tower. Screw your tower and getting out!
Oh no, there isn't even that much coherency.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, the Ziggler comes out, interrupts it, and is basically put in his place by McIntyre, which leads to, quite frankly, a really good. It was
great.
Good match.
It was great. It was
really
great,
was.
and I have to say thank you, Ziggler, because you're you and whoever you've been wrestling for the last 2 weeks have been the saving grace of both shows.
But Ziggler always does that.
Yeah, I know. He's great.
Yeah.
He's great. He's so underappreciated. Although now he's at that stage where he's like the crazy uncle who's after getting an inheritance because he just got that big paycheck. So he's like, I'll do whatever crazy shit you want. I don't care. I don't care. I'm rolling on for 3 more years and then I'm going to go back to the indies and it'll be all coming up. Ziggy pops from then.
Well, this one didn't come up Ziggy. Oh wait, no,
It did,
sorry.
yeah. It did, yeah. With mischievous Finn Balor, which I'm liking this new.
Like I said, there's something that saved Raw this week.
Finn Balor just randomly showing up and AFing literally every heel on the roster.
The Ziggler, McIntyre and Ziggler was the first one, right? Next up, now just
with a serious running shotgun dropkick from him to McIntyre. Some would call it a distraction. Some would call it a finisher. Either way, Mackie Poo wasn't too good after it.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to cover a couple of things before we get into the Balor thing, because just match wise, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Meh.
It's supposed to be Roode against Drake Maverick, and
I did like this angle.
If he wins, they get a title shot against AOP. And then Corbin changed his mind after AOP kicked the crap out of Gable backstage.
Yeah, he makes it a 3-on-2 match, but Gable's already absolutely decimated.
Yeah.
And then I liked the whole scramble to knock out
Roode before.
No, not Roode. To knock out.
Maverick before.
To knock out Maverick before the APA guys come down, and he hits him with a couple of quick kicks. What did I say?
APA. Jeez, there'd be a scramble to do it if they were on their way down too.
It wouldn't happen.
Bradshaw.
It wouldn't happen. Also,
I could so totally see Drake Maverick back in the day hiring the APA, much like Crash Holly did to protect his hardcore title.
Oh yeah, agreed. Totally. Anyway, not true. Sorry. Bobby Roode hits him a couple of stiff shots, lands him with the glorious DDT. 1, 2, and then a leg grab happens, and then it all goes down south.
Yeah, on arrive, AOP, death ensues, Gable doesn't make it in time. It's just...
Well, Gable comes down just in time to get his head hammered in more. Lots of man meat getting thrown around the ring by larger bits of man meat, and then that's the end of that segment done.
Yeah.
At least no one whipped their dick out and pissed on anything this week, which was nice.
True. Next up we had, and I don't know about you, but a truly tear-jerking segment. We get informed backstage that Corbin's been crunching the numbers and he's only got room on the roster for either Heath Slater or Rhino.
Yeah.
So those two best friends, one of whom has kids, the other one has been a staple in wrestling and has fought his way for everything.
Yeah.
Have to go in
the
against
man
each
beast.
other. Yeah, have to go up against each other, and the loser gets fired. And I'm not going to lie, I shed a little bit of a tear, because while he might have had kids and he might have needed the job,
Rhino.
yeah, and that was supposed to be his retirement match apparently.
It wasn't a great match.
There was no blood. There was nobody put through a table. No, don't get me wrong. I know they're friends. Heath Slater, well done. You know, they were tag team champs, first Raw tag team champs actually, in the new brand.
They were, yeah.
But
I got kids.
Yeah, and he still manages to retain his job. And unfortunately, Rhino's retirement match had absolutely.
Although I suppose, like, if you look at it, Rhino's kind of at retirement age.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He wants to step away. Cool. He's more than put in his work.
By the way, I say retirement age as in respectful to respectful retirement age, not like Hogan and Flair retirement age, where it's like, I'm going to mess up all the memories of good matches with
stick match. As a famous Texan once said while taking the piss out of Bischoff on ECW. Yep.
Need my robot husband.
But yeah, no, the retirement of Rhino happened, and
Yeah. I hope they put him into like the Hall of Fame or something.
Yeah. Anyway, back to.
He won't though, because he was an ECW boy.
Yeah. Back to some hilarity. Elias was in the ring.
Good times.
He gets interrupted by Rush and Lashley again. I'm really curious because of the way he's going on. Does Rush want them to fight or fuck?
I don't know. He's
very infatuated with how.
He's very infatuated with how good Bobby Lashley's body looks.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting for him to come out the next time and start rubbing himself up and down while Lashley's doing the pose.
Oh, this is the best goddamn body in the business.
The man.
He's got the biggest ass ever. Oh man, I'm sick of this. I'm so sick of this. I'm also especially sick of watching Bobby Lashley bend over.
That's like part of, as I said, rubbing up and down. It'd be one thing if they did it one way or the other, but it's just left so ambiguous, and you're left standing there going, I don't know what Rush's job is.
I feel like it's slowly edging towards like
Rush Lashley out.
Rush being topless, like oiling Ashley on the on the stage, and then like I don't know, maybe wheeling him down on some sort of massage bed.
I don't know. Anyway, Elias got fed up with it and went to go after him with the guitar. Lashley manages to get away. Rush jumped off the stage.
Insert a wild Finn Balor.
huffs him back onto the stage to the applause
What
of
I
everybody.
what I thought was great about this was you don't even know how Rush ends up back
He
on the
just-
stage
he's
for a
just back
second.
up on the stage. It's like,
You
what
just
the
see him get
hell?
you just see him get thrown through the air, but because the man's so springy, you don't know was he thrown or did he jump or
And
what.
if he jumped, what kind of suicidal tendencies did that lemming just initiate this time?
Yeah, so he turns around and then guitar smash. But actually, he doesn't even turn around; he gets it in the back.
Yeah.
Guitar smash, and then the camera pans down off stage left, and we see a wild Finn Balor who evidently either chased
Laughing his
and or
ass off.
threw him back up onto the ramp. What is worrying me is I feel that this is slowly edging towards Balor, Elias, and
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews, I suppose.
You see, the reason we're mentioning Apollo Crews is there was a match between Jinder Mahal and Balor, and the Singh brothers were down doing their usual bit, and then Apollo Crews came down and killed them. Straight up, just like, which allowed Balor to get the victory, which was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, he like murdered them actually,
He did.
and it's weird because usually you see
Like an
the Singh.
Orton flinging a Singh
Yeah,
through a table.
usually it's a much larger lad throwing the much smaller lads around, though, because while Apollo Crews has the muscles for days,
He's the same height as him.
he's the same height as them, so it was weird to see them just flying through the air like they did when it was Orton, but it was actually Apollo Crews. But he did. He threw that man clean in the fucking air.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. I don't get sick of watching that dude throw people in the air because it's like, this shouldn't be happening. It's
One thing-
amazing.
A couple of things I am getting slightly sick of is Dean Ambrose this week in his in his main attire. You beat me to the punch, you git.
Yeah.
I liked how he took off the mask. It's just
Although one thing I did like about this segment, and it's a silver lining, folks, is the fact that it finally validated that Tom Hardy wasn't at fault for the stupid voice. If you put anybody in a gas mask and have them talking into a microphone, they're gonna sound like this because you're covering the noise hole with an air hole.
but we knew that because it was revealed that the director redid the voices.
Corpo?
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, Rollins.
Right down to the letter jacket. That was the stupid thing. Like, it was literally like, it's bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Buzz had it tweeted onto the Kayfabe OrDie Twitter page. Like, I think he barely hit the ramp, and Buzz was already like,
It's bad.
I see he's doing a Bane cosplay today. Makes perfect sense with the germs and everything. Although, what I am lost at is, why does he need the gas mask after all of the inoculations he got the week before? I think he's covered.
I believe the word hypochondriac springs to mind.
And I'm also confused, storyline-wise,
Germaphobe, maybe.
about I get that he's a germaphobe because that's the way WWE do bad guys now. But who are the other 6 germaphobes that rolled down with him? Or did he just beat the shit out of them and be like, you're putting on gas masks
I
and
was
rocking down
actually-
to the ring with me?
I was actually playing Spot the NXT/205 Live member.
Was there anyone in there? I couldn't
I
find
don't know.
the
I
gas
couldn't-
mask.
Yeah, neither could I.
Yeah.
You know, the one guy who lost his gas mask, I was like, nah, I don't know him, but I'm sure at some point I'll recognize him.
Not by the end of it.
No.
No.
Yeah, Rollins came down, got a hockey in.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah. He got beaten up with a gas mask.
yeah.
Because that happens now.
Okay, Nia Jax was interviewed backstage again.
Oh my god. The only thing that she is more dangerous than women on the roster, should I say, than women on the roster, is
Viewer.
my ears. It's just, I like Nia Jax. She's got a good gimmick. I'm big as hell and I'm able to throw things around, but you need to send her back and train her so she doesn't break people up. And for the love of God, somebody send her to an acting class or mic skills, I don't know, or get her a gimmick, or Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman would be a really good solution to the Nia Jax problem, where
Except I want to stick him with Ronda Rousey.
Also, Ronda can talk though. She's not bad. As long as they keep angry Ronda going, it's fine.
Yeah.
She's really good with the face. You
Yeah.
just believe she's angry. She does that kind of.
Well, anyway, Nia being interviewed led to the match, which is Ronda Rousey finally getting a tag team partner after, Riot Scott killed Natalia and took out that tag team partner.
Yeah.
And it's Ember Moon. So it's Ember Moon and Rousey versus Nia and Tamina. Apparently Ember Moon's husband wasn't exactly too thrilled about that.
She's also forgetting that herself and Nia were best mates literally 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. This ends up with Rousey and Moon taking the win. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Raw, with the exception of, Drew McIntyre jumping Finn Balor and kicking the crap out of him backstage.
Yeah, well, we all saw that coming.
Yeah.
Because it's not Raw anymore unless Finn Balor gets his head kicked in at the end of it.
Yeah, but even still, it was a good. Like I said, I think Finn Balor was kind of the saving grace of Raw this week.
Yeah.
moving on to SmackDown, which was a hell of a lot better.
Freaking awesome.
A hell of a lot better.
Freaking awesome. Great matches all day long, and there was possibly one of my favourite promos of the year.
Yeah. SmackDown
So freaking good.
SmackDown started off with Paige in the ring with Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Becky for the contract signing.
Asuka getting all angry and screaming,
Yeah! You two can shout all you want, but let's not forget I'm fracking Asuka.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte reminded everyone about how WWE botched the whole, Asuka undefeated streak.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
But Asuka didn't care because she's Asuka, and I can't wait. It's going to be violent, and they need to start feeding people to Asuka. I think
Feed her more.
Contract signing. This led to Mandy Rose and Deville coming down, and their usual bit of they get all the cool stuff.
I thought it was great how Becky basically just signed the contract and then called everybody a stupid pack of dopes and left.
Yeah.
You're a dope, and you're a dope, and I'm going to hammer the head off the two of you. Gone. That's it. Boy, I don't even need to hang around.
Yeah, don't care. I'm outie.
Love it.
Rose and Deville come down. Their usual shtick of everyone else gets shots. Paige is like, you know what? Screw it. Asuka, Flair versus Rose and Deville.
Yep.
Hooah!
Oh, it's an interesting dynamic because we've never seen where they put two of the female competitors that are supposed to be fighting against each other a week after together because, what could happen?
Well, for one thing, now, here's the thing, right? I can understand Charlotte, for some reason, manages to confuse blonde-haired Mandy Rose with pink and blue-haired my baby Asuka. If it was the other way around, if it was Asuka confused Charlotte and Mandy, I'd buy it.
In that reverse racism way where they all just look like Americans to them?
No, because they both got blonde hair.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Like,
that does make a lot of sense.
That was the thing that, like, how can you confuse them? The colour scheme is completely different. If you had the two blondes getting confused with each other, okay, I'll buy that.
I think it's hard to confuse the blondes with each other, though, due to the fact that Charlotte is
taller.
Significantly.
Instantaneous reaction, blonde hair kick.
But would you not notice as you're doing your roundhouse kick and been like, I seem to be extending my leg a lot higher than usual?
Once again, I'm just saying it's a hell of a lot more believable, I think, than confusing her for the pink and blue hair.
I don't think she confused her. I think that's her excuse.
I know.
Because remember, she's technically a heel.
Well, afterwards, Asuka definitely had no confusion as running knee slap.
Yes.
And so Rose and Deville pick up the victory. Ha ha ha.
It's the best knee in the business there at the moment.
Yeah.
Because Shinsuke's forgot how to do his. He doesn't even wait for people to bend down anymore. He just does a standing one.
Speaking of Shinsuke Nakamura, there was a promo.
Speaking of Shinsuke.
There was a promo backstage with Rusev Day. Not the best promo. I think he wants to eat Nakamura.
What is it? He likes Chinese food, is it?
No, he's on about eating competition and eating championship, and it's just, it was.
I'd believe it. He does. I'd imagine he carbo loads a lot.
Yeah, but without English, the Rusev Day line doesn't seem to have the right spark anymore. It was like he walked off and then he came back in and screamed Rusev Day, and it's just.
You need it sang.
Yeah.
It's
Rusev Day. See, like that, as opposed to just coming in and screaming it.
Rap it even.
He always did a bit at the end. But
It's a shame. I'd be happier dealing with the Rusev Day breakup if they'd let them do anything.
Yeah.
It's just like they got over when they shouldn't have got over. You sold a couple of calendars, flogged a couple of t-shirts, and then decimated them. To the point that, is English on the roster even anymore?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Because he came out and got one squash match. That was the end of the whole feud.
Yeah, maybe
you claim to bang my wife. Now, as crazy feud reasons go through the course of SmackDown and everything, that's probably been one of the more valid ones. You went out on air and claimed that my wife was trying to bang you, and that there was the whole craziness down in Milwaukee. And
that was the thing that always got me. Rusev wasn't like, it was like, he totally understood. Look, Lana, relax, chill, baby. I understand he's lying through his teeth. I'm wondering why the hell he's on about Milwaukee. That was the impression I got. Lana's going nuts, and Rusev's like, chill. I believe you. You're my wife. I love you. I just don't understand why he's going on about Milwaukee the whole time.
Why Milwaukee?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the entire takeaway.
Nobody cheats in Milwaukee.
Perhaps that's why he was questioning it. It makes no sense. Getting back to this week, however,
we had AJ Styles.
Well, that's.
Oh yeah, sorry. We have Miz TV first.
Well, we have other stuff first, such as Xavier Woods, Cesaro,
oh my God, I forgot about that.
And one of the Usos, which turned out to be. I'm sorry, sometimes I get them confused just because the tats are so
Yeah.
similar. They are twins. It's anyway. It was
They're
James,
very
so-
similar. Like, there's some twins where they're like, you can tell them apart.
Yeah.
Those two boys are freaking identical.
They are. So apologies if I was actually halfway through the match going.
And I think they have the same tribal,
That's what I mean.
like, because you know the way their
That's
tribal
what I mean.
tattoos aren't. I went into a tattoo shop and I like tribal. It's their.
No, they're actually they do it.
They're part of the
because-
clan.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like because they're twins, they have the same.
this is why I'm looking
Yeah,
at it.
it's
Kind
very
of like, is
good.
it Jimmy or Jay in the ring?
Yeah.
And then someone says, and it's like, oh, okay, it's Jay.
It's why
That's Jay.
I love the use of penitentiary stuff because
Yeah.
it's great and they sell it
Yeah.
top notch. But I do miss when they used to wear the makeup because one guy had one color pointing up and the other one had another color pointing down, and you're able to
You know what?
differentiate.
Do you remember the Bellas had that twin magic thing, and it was alright at first, and then they had completely different looks, and it didn't work anymore?
Yeah,
The Usos could do it.
the doing magic thing.
Yeah, if they wanted.
I don't want to. Here's the thing: I wouldn't really want to inject any more stuff
Neither would I.
into the use of penitentiary.
Neither would I.
It's perfect.
I'm just saying, if anyone was going to get away with it, they could.
They totally could.
Yeah. Now, as it is, singles competition, great match, and Jey Uso takes the win, which is obviously the build-up for the run. And is there a triple threat tag team with TLC?
I can't even remember.
Probably is. Probably will be.
I've been Raw has actually confused the shit out of me in relation to the TLC card because so many people have got injured in the run up that the card has changed so many times now that I've actually completely lost track of what's going on with TLC.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we had Orton versus Hardy again.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing: Orton versus Hardy again turned out to be freaking awesome, thanks to a wild Samoa Joe appearing.
Actually, I don't think you can call him a wild Samoa Joe. This is a very reserved and conservative Samoa Joe.
Best public service announcement ever.
This was actually outstanding.
This was fantastic.
It was absolutely great. And the minute, like about 10 seconds into it, when I saw what angle he was coming at from it,
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Joe interrupts from the pub to just deliver a public service announcement about the dangers of excess drinking. This, unfortunately, leads to distraction. Orton gets the win.
Yeah.
Joe then continues the promo. Now, here's the thing.
It goes full PSA.
He not once does he actually say Hardy's name. However, I think the best bit of the you can go out and have
You
one,
can go out and have one or two of these and enjoy yourself, or you can have 14 and wake up in jail.
That's if you wake
even
up
wake
at all.
up at all.
That was just, it sold it as complete, and the whole time looking at Hardy, selling it as this complete
And then he pours himself a pint as he's saying this, cheers us to the camera, and goes, drink responsibly, and takes a little sip, and that's the end of it.
That
and in the
was-
crowd, I have to say, well done, crowd, who all rallied behind Hardy. They're like, we don't care that you like getting fucked up, Jeff. You're Jeff goddamn Hardy. Yeah.
Except for the members that were like, Samoa Joe, congratulations, that was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good.
That was
It
brilliant.
was so good.
Absolutely brilliant.
Like you could actually, it was so good you could literally cut that out and just slap a WWE logo on it and use it as a PSA over the Christmas.
I think they should.
I think they genuinely should.
Much the way I expect Baron Corbin's election videos to run every now and then on Raw.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Samoa Joe, because let's face it, if you're going to run something with Samoa Joe, it's a hell of a lot better than him reading you bedtime
Yeah,
stories.
but I think this is something that they need to learn and start watching with New Japan and start watching with Ring of Honor and stuff, where these backstage vignettes and offset vignettes that have been done are being way more effective and way cooler and not pissing off people than having people walk down to the ring and talk for 35 minutes during a 2-hour event.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you look at Ring of Honor and everything, bar what's getting screamed at each other when they're in the actual ring or the odd little in-ring promo, it's mostly backstage vignettes, or they do it like Lucha Underground as a bit of a storyline thing. Which we'll talk about that when we get into English NXT, by the way. I was very happy with one of their offstage kerfunkles between the coffees and other people. I thought it was very well done.
Now, the last bit of SmackDown was Miz TV, which is interrupted for a dance break.
Yep.
Anyway, he has his guest of the new Daniel Bryan, and Miz's insistence that Daniel Bryan admit to the fact that Miz was right all this time. He wouldn't be WWE champion if he hadn't listened to the Miz and done whatever it took to get the belt. And once again, we have Daniel Bryan, highlighting his
Accolades.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Ultra vegan. Ultra,
Hipster.
Yeah. No, not hipster.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Ultra tree hugging hippie.
Hippie.
Yeah. Plastic's bad. You should use hemp pants. You're all just a bunch of. Oh.
Yeah, you've destroyed the planet. You're all morons.
You're
This
all
is what you're doing
morons.
This eventually ends up getting interrupted by AJ, which kind of gets turned around. AJ runs in, and there's a bit of a thing, and
this is where it gets a little bit confusing to a
Daniel
certain
Bryan
degree.
puppet masters the crap out of it, so that AJ ends up getting a skull-crushing finale from The Miz, which initiates a match. Daniel Bryan chills with the still on commentary.
Yeah. Demolishes Byron Saxton.
Very Saxton when
Demolishes Byron Saxton.
Saxton opens his mouth. It's a terrible idea.
If you've ever wondered how good a promo AJ Styles, or sorry, not AJ Styles, if you ever wondered how good a promo Daniel Bryan can cut, Daniel Bryan on commentary this week should give you an indication of how fast that man's brain thinks. Because Byron Saxton could not. I've never seen. He actually physically just shut up by the end of the promo.
Yeah, and you could tell that
he literally turned away from him at one stage. I literally saw the air just leave his body, and he turned away to the camera like this. It was hilarious. He buried that man.
And what's worse is Gray is behind him, just fucking trying to not.
He buried that man more than buried a live match during the Vince Russo days of booking. It was sensational. I heel Daniel Bryan is one of the best things going.
Yeah. Now, match-wise, the match between Miz and AJ was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
AJ.
I'm very confused about this kind of thing though, because it's like, what's going on with Bryan and Miz now?
It doesn't matter because it's
But is it like Miz seemed to be going face, but now that was very heely.
Well, Miz is going face because apparently in the dark match afterwards between Miz and Daniel Bryan.
I saw that, yeah.
Some kid's birthday, Daniel Bryan.
Is it your birthday, is it? Is it your birthday? Happy birthday, you stupid idiot.
And your parents are stupid. Which, to be fair, had the exact reaction they were clearly going for when the entire arena starts chanting happy birthday to the kid.
I applauded Daniel Bryan this morning to my girlfriend for doing it because I was like, he can't wish the kid happy birthday, which I'd imagine from seeing Daniel Bryan in real life, it's what he would do because he's natively quite a nice dude.
Yeah.
But this was a great way of reverse engineering a happy birthday for. I did like the line where you said to his friend, "You should be happy because you realise what an idiot your child is today," or whatever it was. Oh my God, it was great.
Even the Miz in the ring, you could see him clapping his arm, going "Happy birthday."
Yeah.
Which gets Miz over as a face fantastically because now he's the one with the crowd.
But the confusing thing before we move on is that's a dark match. So that's not been sold to the TV crowd. The TV crowd watched what is supposed to be heel face smash AJ Styles' face into the ground.
Yeah.
In the defense.
AJ wins the match, and then Daniel Bryan comes in.
Actual structure was also. You have to admit that for numerous years now, I've been saying if you acted a little bit more like me, you'd have a championship. And what did it take for you to get the championship? Nutsacking AJ Styles.
Pretty much. We're gonna wrap things up on Raw and SmackDown there and just move into some music. Like I said, this week's Raw had one saving grace, and he's got an excellent theme song, so might as well play it. We'll be back in a bit. Yeah, because that was 35 minutes.
Be okay. There was more
we won't.
Yeah, we will. There was more shit going on in Raw and SmackDown this week than fucking NXT. There's no real storyline stuff. Bar Sid Scala's obviously in the book if he's the assistant GM now, or they just realised you can't rest.
And him trying to do promos was just.
You can't promo.
No, it's not that. He was doing the announcement thing with Johnny Saint standing behind him.
Yeah.
And you were nearly waiting for Johnny Saint to go. Good boy.
Yeah. Down you go. Good old Johnny.
No, worse yet. Saint the standard going. If he's doing the talking.
What's Johnny Saint here for?
I
actually thought that when I watched it. I was like, I like the way he's positioned himself into literally having to just do paperwork.
I don't have to go on mic anymore.
Yeah.
We are going to have to be quick talking about the NXT stuff.
There wasn't much on NXT. The main stuff was the coffees. Both shows.
Well, there was the whole Gargano fucking black fucking...
That's NXT.
That's what I just
said.
said.
Yeah, no, I'm talking NXT UK. There wasn't a crazy amount to get into.
Okay, but we have to go through NXT and NXT UK. I was planning on breaking them up into two different segments, but fuck it. You'll appreciate, so we're going to be finishing with
What?
music voice.
What?
Travis Banks.
Nice.
I was going to break up I was going to put on Johnny Gargano after American NXT and do Travis Banks after UK.
Nah, I'll be alright. I think we're leave it a while before we do Gargano, I think, because I actually think that's going to change soon.
Alright, I'm actually going to bring this back because...
Yeah, because if you look at it, they've already rolled out new video thing, stuff for his entrance, like the smiley face is all demon looking now. Okay.
And we're back. Going to be cutting that a little bit short, or else we will get caught for time.
I
because
talked too much about SmackDown, sorry.
Yeah, we both kind of did, really. Anyway, moving straight into NXT.
Less storyline, more action until the end, where it's mostly storyline.
Yeah, Punishment Martinez got his debut this week.
Yeah.
We knew he was
His
coming
debut.
in. Yeah.
Due to who he's fighting, you have to pronounce it debut.
What?
Matt Riddle.
Okay.
At TakeOver, when they were doing the interview with him after, he was like, yeah, I think as my opening debut goes, it went pretty well.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
I was
so-
like, what the hell
Yeah,
are you
debut.
talking about? Yeah, he's in against Matt Riddle, loses the match.
But very strong showing for him, because he pretty much hammers Matt Riddle for most of the match, and then Matt Riddle goes Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Matt Riddle unfortunately gets a slap of Cassius Ohno as he's leaving after he picks up his victory.
Big slap of a Cassius Ohno. I'm happy to see Punishment Martinez is. I'm aware of who he is. I'm happy to see him in NXT. Quite surprised at how quickly he went from finish to Ring of Honor and in.
I see a future match between Cassius Ohno and Punishment Martinez versus Matt Riddle and Keith Lee.
Oh yeah, that'll make sense. He match. Yeah.
I can see that totally happening.
Yeah. And I think him and Aleister Black could have some very interesting promos together. I mean, because we don't know what way they're running his character here yet.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine if he's sticking with the same name, they keep rough, probably run with the same shtick, shall we say.
Next up, we had up-and-coming tag team Carello and Mendoza versus Cutler and Blake from the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah. They're
Carello-
essentially jobbers, for lack of a better degree, but bloody hell, what a match.
Carello and Mendoza.
Yeah,
They've
like
been
that,
going up against. They're doing the proper thing, right? They've stuck them in against some of the better tag teams NXT have. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, they've been losing, but they've been some damn good.
oh yeah,
fucking shows.
like at no stage during any of their losses have they looked bad.
No, not at all.
Especially,
And
the-
in against the Forgotten Sons, who like Blake is after putting on a lot of weight since he's
Cutler's a big boy as well.
yeah, Blake's after putting on a lot of weight since he's Murphy and Blake days.
Yeah.
They're powerhouses, and then you have that other monster on the back whose name is escaping at the moment. Cutler, Blake, and
I can't remember. It's
Yeah,
gone on
right.
your man from Impact.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gone on my head now.
Yeah, as I said, Forgotten Sons picking up the victory. Just like I said, Carello and Mendoza, I think they're going to be a tag team that maybe give them another month or two and we'll see them getting a push, I think.
They deserve one. They're freaking awesome. They're
Yeah.
bloody awesome.
Next up, we had Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler, who had her
Yeah.
two of her horsewomen in the corner.
But she had her horsewomen in the corner.
Yeah.
Because there won't be her horsewomen once they get moved up. There'll be
Mhm.
Ronda's horsewomen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, good match. Once again, playing off the whole that time Baszler shattered Dakota's hand bit.
Yeah. And that Dakota was super scared of her, but now she's climbed the mountain and she isn't, which she showed today because she repeatedly kicked Baszler in the face.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
Unfortunately, Baszler would take up the victory thanks to kind of interference from Shapira and
Bit of distraction on the ring.
Mira Shapira and Jessamine Duke. There we go.
Yeah.
But Io Shirai comes to the rescue. So I expect an Io Shirai and Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler and pick
And
her up.
Kyrie saying.
Well-
That seems to be the trio they've been shopping.
We know hang on. We know the trio match is probably going to come, but I imagine they'll wait for TakeOver for that. What I was going to get to was I expect a tag team match with Baszler and one of them versus Shirai and Dakota Kai in the coming weeks, probably.
Yeah, because they need to get these women in a ring because they've just been floating around with her.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think any of them have actually been in a ring in an official capacity yet, have they?
No, they have not.
No.
Okay. Lastly, for NXT, because it was an action-heavy thing, the promo.
Oh.
My God.
So
Gargano
Ciampa comes down.
Ciampa comes out.
Ciampa comes down, being Ciampa, saying, "Takeover's behind me, and I showed you all Velveteen Dream." Oh, there was a very good Velveteen Dream promo where he's like, "I might not have won the match, but I came away with a win because everybody's talking about the dream."
True.
And it's totally true. But Ciampa comes down. He's cutting his typical promo about I'm Ciampa and I'm great, blah 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 blah. Then we hear a
Aleister Black comes down.
Aleister Black comes down, and he was like, essentially saying, I had some business I had to take care of, but I'm kicking in my championship clause or a rematch, and I'm coming for that belt. At which point we hear a wild Gargano appear, and this is when things got freaking amazing.
Best line of the night had to be Ciampa turning around to Gargano.
I love when you leave Johnny wrestling in the back and come down as Johnny Badass.
That was absolutely fan-freaking-tastic.
And then the audience, as per usual with NXT, caught on like that. Johnny Badass. Johnny. And I thought the other good line, which shows about the psycho Johnny vibe that he's on about, is, you don't know as much as I do, but once old Johnny boy here starts to fixate on something, he won't stop. And he is fixated on you.
That was just, and it was brilliant
because it sold Johnny Gargano was a freaking psychopath so well.
And even better, you can see Ciampa's on the outside. He's put listen, boys, listen. This is just
slowly edging away out of the ring.
This is just the champ talking. This is just the champ
the
talking.
Puppet master.
You know,
this
is the champ giving his 2 cents.
And I loved how I loved how
in a cage.
I loved how he kept going, the champ. The champ.
And every time he was talking, every time he was doing this shtick, Aleister Black is looking at him going, "Will you shut up, you manipulative little..."
Yeah. Because Aleister Black knows exactly what he's up to, and it's great. So Aleister.
And meanwhile,
Gargano's
just like, "I'm gonna eat you,
Black." Yeah, Gargano is virtually drooling, looking at him, like foaming at the mouth, looking at him. He's like, "I'll take you in a cage." Then what is also one of the greatest lines out of this promo is Aleister Black's, "I'll fight you anywhere. I'll go into the parking lot right now and fight you." And then Johnny Gargano's, "Oh, will you? Yeah, remember how well?" Yeah.
That was just,
It was absolutely awesome. Awesome. And then Aleister Black goes for a black mass on Gargano, which he dodges, which is always a big thing when anyone dodges the black mass. And then he decides to show Gargano a lesson by turning around and rearranging Ciampa's jaw. Bang! Sleepy time. Sleepy time. So there's a very angry Aleister Black. There's what seems to be a totally psychotic Johnny Gargano.
Fixated, one might say.
But this is what I really like about Ciampa and the way he's... I really liked about Ciampa and the way he sold it was... I get that it's like fixated, but it's in that, even when he was good Johnny Gargano, when he gets fixated on stuff, he goes fucking crazy.
Yeah. A great way to end NXT.
Yeah, oh my God, I rang him straight away after I watched it. He was like instantaneously, I rang you about that promo.
Oh, me? I was like, you rang Johnny Gargano?
Yes, because myself and Johnny are buds. No, I didn't ring Johnny Gargano, I rang you.
Yeah, he did. And he was like, "Oh my God, did you see NXT? That promo was so bad."
Oh, so good. I didn't think any promo from NXT was going to top his walk through the park promo, but my God, this is mighty.
Moving on to NXT UK, we had a fantastic match between Fabian Eichner and Mark Andrews. Fabian Eichner, who's come for competition, and
he bloody well did it.
Yeah, it was interesting because he starts off the match almost to the face, shaking the hand, sports and then realises he's not getting the job done, so screw this for a tub of spin, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, he's not getting the job done because Mark Andrews is bendy as a rubber band, and it appears no matter what move you throw him in, he can reverse it.
Except apparently having his head smashed into the ring steps.
Smashing your head into the ring steps will stop most things.
Unfortunately, though, the Slumdog Stunner... Oh, no, yeah, that was it. Eichner.
The Slumdog Millionaire.
No, nothing. Sorry, I forgot. He didn't... He pulled off that...
Stundog Millionaire.
That's it. He pulled it off, but Eichner still managed to put it... That springboard backflip that Eichner did off the ropes was very impressive.
Best moment I thought was when Andrews went for the moonsault off the top rope and Eichner caught him into a suplex.
Yeah!
Clean out of the air.
Yeah,
as in he flew through the air and Eichner caught him in suplex position.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, it was a freaking great opening match for Fabian Eichner. And really happy to see him getting a bit of a push in the win because they were letting him have great matches in NXT, but he wasn't getting much wins. Spare the Gargano one.
Yeah. Next up, we had Isla Dawn versus Nina Samuels. Had a bit of a...
I'm always happy to watch Isla Dawn. Good times.
Yes, bit of a promo for Isla Dawn at first, and then really good match. Nina Samuels, she hasn't been getting victories yet. She was in the women's tournament, and I can understand exactly why she's there. I can see her picking women up and throwing them around.
She's a big lass.
Well, not exactly the way I...
No, it's in like suplexing.
Yeah. What we get? Eddie Dennis is back, this time against Tucker, who also had very good showings in previous NXT UK matches.
Yeah, it's great actually. Good match.
They're building Eddie Dennis up as this really almost... what's his name?
I don't know how I feel about Eddie Dennis yet.
Wait.
If I was to add a push,
I think I just see him as being this sneaky, vindictive little git. I liked how he was in the background. There was an interview that got done, and he was in the background for watching.
I just feel his wrestling style and prowess doesn't match the character they're trying to make him out as, because he seemed like he moves around the ring very clunky.
Yeah.
For a guy who's supposed to be this kind of evil force in the ring, like.
Yeah.
He just kind of clunks around the ring. There's no kind of fluidity to it. Would be the best way I can describe it.
The first show of NXT UK this week finished off with Flash Morgan Webster versus Devlin. Jordan Devlin. There we go.
This is great. This is great.
The man who wanted to proclaim
NXT Ireland. Yeah.
Okay, he's coming out as the heel, but I don't care because I want to kind of see NXT Ireland.
Oh, madness! An Irish man on English television coming out as a heel.
Yeah.
Crazy. Never would have thought that. He'd be fucking blowing stuff up in the car park before the end of the season.
God damn it, dude. Moving on to show 2.
I'm not the one who writes the storylines.
I know. Moving on to show 2, and it started off with Joseph Connors in against Dan Maloney. Dan Maloney, who actually only debuted there last week in pretty good showing.
Yeah.
Joseph Connors showing that
he got beaten by more.
I can't remember. I wasn't.
No. Sorry, it was Keith Andrews. Mark Andrews.
I can't remember. That's why I wasn't going to.
No, it was Mark Andrews. Okay. I'm telling you.
Okay, fair enough. Well, this time it was Joseph Connors who hockeyed him.
Yeah, well, if Mark Andrews hockeyed him, Joseph Connors will hockey him, because Joseph Connors, he's a sinner.
Yes, indeed. It's because NXT UK is only just starting up. It's difficult to see where some people are going to get placed, but yeah.
They like Connors for definite.
They also like the guys that are up next. Wild Boar Mike Hitchman versus Bomber Dave Mastiff.
Oh my
How
God.
the two of these have not been thrown into a tag team and just set loose, I do not know, because they're both big dudes and they can both really fracking move.
Oh, they can both really fracking move. I'm going to jump to the end of the match very quickly because it's going to make you laugh. He did his big bomber finish.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, while watching it, went, Jesus Christ! As he went flying through the air. Because she had so well timed, she had just gone, how big is he, by the way? And I was like, I think he's about 330 pounds or something, just as he left the air and landed on the guy. Quite hard. Jesus Christ! It's hilarious.
I imagine that Mike Hodgman probably had a similar reaction, except less vocal and more.
I'd imagine his was more. Holy moly. Although that running gore spear he does into the corner looks hella sore.
Yeah.
And I'm liking the all black contact lenses.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like I said, I think the two of them.
He looks like he's out of a fucking gore video.
Yeah!
He does.
Maybe we should say that when he does. He says, "Gore, gore,
gore,
gore."
gore. No, it's going to get mixed up with War Raiders really quickly, I think. He'd be a great addition into War Raiders.
Doing the gore.
He'd be a great addition into War Raiders.
Maybe.
He would be like a little Viking god that they roll out every once in a while.
Next up, we had the is it Leeds he's from? I can never remember.
Leeds. Ligero.
Leeds. The Leeds luchador Ligero. Because there was a reason I was saying it. Versus Tyson T-Bone.
This is great.
Yeah, it was. Once again, Ligero demonstrating exactly
the Traveller King of Boxing, or what is it? The Traveller King of something. Yeah, I can't remember. Traveller King of something.
Yeah,
I don't think he's King of Boxing.
But once again, Ligero demonstrating why he is like England's #1 lucha, perhaps England's only.
Because he's made of rotor bands and he flies through the sky with the greatest of ease.
Yeah, and like putting off some awesome stuff.
Flying through the sky, hitting with knees.
See, now I'm thinking of Rene Bunyaski from K1. He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. He strikes with his fists. He hits with his knees. Strikes with his elbows.
He'll hit you in the face and you'll scream, please. Don't hit me anymore.
Or you won't scream nothing because you're on the ground unconscious.
Sleepy time.
Yep. Ligero manages to take the win against T-Bone Thompson.
Tyson T-Bone.
Thank you.
Got it. You're okay. We'll call him Double T Bone.
Yeah. Okay, so just briefly, right? I think it was in show 1. Sid Scala got announced as being the assistant GM to Johnny Saint, which he got
injured, did he?
I think he got broken Because he was in one match and then he's been out since.
Like I'm all for small wrestlers and stuff like that. I think they're great, but he walked down to the ring and I was like, "You're not going to survive."
I think he actually started off injured and then he was in a match and it got worse and they decided, "No, screw it, man. We're just going to stick you in this instead."
Yeah.
But like you pointed out, it's like Johnny Saints decided, "I'm not doing paperwork, or I'm only doing the paperwork. You can go out in front of the mic."
Yeah. Although what I do like about this is like you could have this kind of gangster vibe about Johnny Saint. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like Johnny Saint doesn't talk, he has the guy that does the talking. And if Johnny Saint actually comes down to go on the mic, it means something.
Yeah.
You know?
But,
otherwise they roll out a little rep boy.
When the announcement was first made, Rhea Ripley was not impressed because she looked like she could probably pick up Sid Scala and pretzelize him. Not saying much.
She could, yeah.
Not saying much. She could probably do it to me as well.
She could, yeah. You'd like
Anyway.
it though.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so she came down and basically said that she wanted some competition. So in the second show, she brings out some competition in the form of little candy floss.
Who I liked because it was
Yes,
like,
so
I'm
did
really
I.
happy and friendly, but then I kick you really hard in the face
Yeah.
and then I wave at you.
Yeah,
Which was a bit stupid.
because then it ticked off Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, and then she picked her up and she did the Rhea Ripley thing where it's, I smash you into ground till you no move now.
Yeah.
Pin.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Rhea gets the win and then proceeds to kill
Smash her.
Candy afterwards.
Smash.
Yeah.
Rhea smash now. It's great.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
great. I'm loving her. She's great. She's absolutely amazing. She also got taller and everything. Do you remember I was saying I looked up her stats? And they said she was
I think
5'8",
they just
and I was
had
like,
stuff written down.
there is no sooner she is 5'8", than,
Honestly, I just think they've got stuff written down.
well, she looked like about 2 inches smaller than Triple H when
Yeah.
he was giving her the belt.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", so either they're telling me Triple H is taller, or they're telling me that Rhea Ripley's shorter. I don't know what it is. I really hope it's the second one, because otherwise it means TV's been really screwing with me for many years now.
And you're only figuring that
Yeah.
out now? Do
So
we even want
he's
to get
actually
into
only
the attendance
5'8".
rates at
Yeah, if
WWE
you look at
arenas?
the way we shoot all the Triple H matches from a low angle, and we always shoot him on the wide
Well,
shot, it makes
hang
him
on a
look a
second.
lot larger.
Let us not forget the whole Andre the Giant debacle, and then there's the attendance rates debacles, and there's all the other times that WWE decided to fudge the truth for their own.
Oh, their attendance rates debacles are still there. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see the
Raw.
Raw Arena this week?
I did.
Ooh.
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
no-
you had room to spread out, lads. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries about not finding a seat.
It's
this
why
week.
there was no left stage cam,
There never is.
because they never. Well, there used to be. Now there isn't because they don't have the crowds. They just pack them all to one side.
Okay, one of the big things that came out of NXT this week is we finally have a name for that faction that comprises of the Coffees and Wolfgang. They're going to be calling themselves Gallus. Gallus, sorry. Which why was I saying Klaus?
I have no idea.
don't
I
know.
asked myself that question when I watched NXT. I was like, why is he saying Klaus?
Gallus, which is basically like a Scottish term for,
Gallant.
no,
Destructive.
kind of like bold, brash, misbehaving, generally
I
doing
can't
something.
use it with the phone.
Generally doing something you shouldn't be doing. So bad guys.
Yeah, Gallus.
Yes. So clearly building up for a confrontation with British strong style. Although
Which also got shown off because they had a proper Green Street style program.
Yeah.
Come on, if we think you're hard enough, outside the NXT arena.
which
It's
had
great.
Sid Scala nearly getting thrown through a car because he was stupid enough to get involved.
My Pam, who's my girlfriend, also watched me nearly bust my nut laughing because the two factions come together, and then the three people that went in to try and break them up
Look
no
like they-
sooner had a chance of breaking the 6 men up than Giz.
I like to think that a well-placed horrific thing every now and then is enough to make everyone going to go, Jesus, okay, maybe we should stop.
You're in between the Coffees, Wolfgang, and British Strong Style.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just hoping that in the middle of
Yeah.
things like
I'm not saying I could break them up now either, but these dudes had no hope
Yeah.
whatsoever.
And
Sid
then-
Scala was actually the most threatening looking one out of the three of them.
And then awesomeness arrived on in the form of Johnny Saint, who just arrived on and goes, away with thee!
What I love about that then as well is that I like
Everyone's just like,
I remember
William
what you
Regal,
used to
yeah.
be able to do.
it's like William Regal arriving on. You know what? Daddy's here. Let's not let no.
Yeah, I love how that stayed with the whole way through NXT. That no matter how hard someone is in NXT, when William Regal comes down, you stop.
Yeah.
Except for Aleister Black, who had him rattled. Because remember when he was like, he's coming back, and he's like, yeah, I know he's coming back, and we don't know who's fucked him up, so we need to figure it out very quickly before he arrives, or we'll start
I
happening.
think that was less William Regal rattle on a personal level and more William Regal rattle on the he's going to kill my roster.
Yeah. Pooh. Pooh. Pooh.
That was business, not personal safety. So
Ambulance barely leaving the building. You can probably just turn right back around there. He's got his hands on someone else.
oh God.
There we are.
Oh, we're good.
Gotta hurry up, we still have music to do.
Anyway, no, it's cool. NXT UK finished off this week with Wolfgang versus Travis Banks.
Yeah.
Travis Banks,
The Kiwi Buzzsaw!
returning in fine form, and I think we could see potentially, if they can't get Pete Dunne in, because there's a lot of talk about Pete Dunne kind of getting segued over to just once in America.
I feel the way it's going to go from what I'm hearing on the internet and everything is I see Gibson getting the title soon, and then Dunne's probably going to start moving towards either the North American Championship or the actual NXT Championship. So I do agree with you that I could see Travis Banks getting mixed in with British Strong Style. Although then they're not really British Strong Style, are they?
I don't know. The only other thing, okay, we're going to finish there. The only other thing, and briefly, we should have a discussion about this, but we can't, is the latest revelation about the contracts that NXT UK stars about to sign.
I feel that's a whole show.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, to summarise,
Maybe next week.
Basically, to summarise, there was a bit whereby they could work certain independent shows, but the new contracts are coming out, which means that
They were allowed work with any WWE affiliated wrestling show.
Yeah, and now they can't because it's even cut back on that.
That's why I interjected to make it quicker.
I know. Okay, that's pretty much it for this week. As always, we should be back same wrestling time, same wrestling station next week. Thanks everyone for listening in. Thanks to Limerick City Community Station, your city, your station, your voice.
Limerick City Community Radio. Just
Oh my
clarify.
God, I know, I'm trying to get through this fast. If you want to hear more of us, catch us on the Corecast on Sunday nights. We're awesome. If you don't want to hear all of us, well, titties. To play us out, we're going to be playing Travis Banks' theme song because he was awesome this week, and we should see you all next week. Bye.
Toodles. Oh, good show, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, audience, if there was any comments I didn't get to get a look. I don't think there is though.
Probably not.
All of the comments come in afterwards. I have to start doing filters. You're able to filter this. How does that look? No. Bubbles. What are filters going on here? Oh, you can do it in Sketch. We should do it in Sketch from now on, so it looks like the Take on Me video. No? Okay.
Sorry, trying to find stuff.
Rock and roll. You're going to cut the stream. You guys can check out Travis Banks' theme tune some other time.